Hi everyone. I hope everyone has been doing well. I actually just got back from Phoenix. So my last video, I did it remote from location in Phoenix, and I have been back to Minnesota, back to Phoenix, and now back to Minnesota again since then. So a lot of traveling for work, and not much stitching is done, but I thought I would squeeze in a video before I get all my Nashville stuff. So I've been watching a few videos already of people who have been showing off their Nashville haul, and I was thinking, oh gosh, I got a lot more than they did. A lot more. So I figure I better make a video of just kind of the general stuff, and then when my Nashville order arrives, I can show you all what I got, because I got a lot. I actually ordered from the Strawberry Sampler. So as part of what they do from a Nashville perspective, they have something called Nash Cash. So what you do is you put your purchase in, and then you say cash the Nash Cash or keep the Nash Cash. And so what that does then is they apply the 20% off to your purchase. So it saved me a lot to do it that way. But anyway, what I thought I would start off with first is a little bit of haul. And I've gotten more haul than this, and I have been gradually trying to reorganize my stash, and so some of the stuff has been put away. Sorry. As I find it and don't think I've shown it to you, I will bring it back and show it to you. But this is the stuff that has been the most recent, and I haven't quite put away yet. I really need to clean up my stash room. It's bad. And my sister is coming in July, and that's the spare bedroom, so I really need to clean it up. I just need to start. That's the whole challenge, is starting. So at any rate, I want to go through haul first, so let me do that. I'll try and remember where I purchased some of these things. I think this was on eBay. So this was Mosey and Me. What is it called? The Sparkling Fourth. Here's to Red, White, and Blue. I'm not sure that heart. I'm not a big hearts person, so I might leave that out. But I thought he was super cute. So I ended up getting him. So that's him. I'll pull out a little bit so you can see the title, but this is a Mosey and Me. From the attic, I had a couple charts on order, and it took a while because these charts come out of Germany. These are a couple samplers, and I won't pronounce them, but I'll pause at the title so you can see what the title is, and then I'll show you what the sampler is. So this is it. So I'll come in close, and I'll kind of go up. And I kind of got this one a little bit sight unseen. I don't recall ordering this one, so I was like, well, I must have liked it. So here it is. Take my chances. And again, that's the title, and I got it from the attic. And here's the other one. Now this one I do remember ordering because I love all the birds on it. And I must say, just going back to Nashville real briefly, would designers stop the madness on samplers? I mean, haven't they just been beautiful lately? And I've just been going overboard on samplers. And like Michelle Bendy, I have not been much of a sampler person, but I've started to now. But anyway, I love the birds, the peacocks, I love peacocks, so this is that. And again, this was from the attic. And it took them a while to get this in. According to Carolyn, who works there, she said that Jean likes to put in a fairly big order because the shipping cost is so much. I think it's like $50 to have it shipped from Germany. Because as you can imagine, the box is pretty heavy. I mean, this is a pretty heavy duty. I mean, this is not anything to mess around with. This is hardcore right here. So I got those 2 patterns. I also got 2 bags from Emily C. from Eclectic Possessions. I love her. Yeah, I really love her. And now I have 2 of her bags. I'm just so excited. So here's one of her bags. These usually go pretty quick, so I never luck out to get some. But I was able to get this one because, you know, I'm a Halloween fanatic. And she does a beautiful job stitching these. This is the inside. Isn't that great? So I've got that. And then a pumpkin one with the little gray trim right here. The inside. She just does an amazing job with these bags, and I'm just so happy I got one of her bags. 2 of her bags. So I'm very excited about that. And then I did go to Stitchville because I wanted to see what other knickknacks and things that were at market that may not necessarily have made some of the LNS websites that you couldn't see, you know, those small things that, and so when I went to Stitchville, this is one of the things that I didn't see online much. This is the Cherished Stitches Tiny Treasures, and that box comes in here in the kit. And I just love this. And it's funny because, who was it? Oh, I think it was Kenny at Stitchville had said that these weren't selling very fast, even though it was only the second day. And by the way, I am usually at the first day at Stitchville right when they open for their market release, but because I was in Phoenix, I didn't get to go. Sad face. So I did miss some of the hotter items. I was bummed out. There were some Saju boxes that were sold out, but I did find them on Etsy, so I got a couple that way, which I'll show you when they get here. But at any rate, she said that these weren't very popular until people realized that these boxes were included in the kit, and then they were kind of selling like hotcakes. So anyway, I was happy to get one of these. So this is my only Nashville haul that I have right now, but the box is coming, and it's going to be a very big box. So I can't wait to share it all with you. All right, so on to finishes. No, actually, I have a few more. Of course, I have a little bit more haul to show you. These I got from Stash Unload. So this is Anna Lee Waite Designs Boy and Girl Rabbit. Look at how cute they are. Aren't they adorable? I just love them. I've never seen these before, so. And it was cheap. It was like $3 or something. It was very reasonable, so can't pass that up. And then another Mosey and Me. This is called Santa's Coming. And it came with the buttons. Of course, I have to get into Mosey and Me because they're out of print, right? I did have quite a few Mosey and Me's when they were still publishing, but of course there were a few that I didn't have that I have to have now. So this is one of them. Santa's Coming. All right, then I got a couple of drawn thread items. This is an older one, and I got these actually from the designer because she actually sells the kits with the silk floss and just the amount you need. If I had to go to an LNS and actually buy the skeins of floss of silk, it'd be a lot more expensive. So I just purchased the kits from the designer. So this is Halloween Scream. Cool, huh? It's got some beads in there. Sorry for the glare. And these are all silks. And then I also got the new one, and I just love this. It's called Sunnyside Sampler. This is relatively new. This came out, I think, just before market. I especially love that cat. Look at that cat right there. And there are all the threads in the back. Look at all those threads. It was amazing. All right, then I will go on to my whip. So this is one that I started as part of the Stitch 9 challenge. I don't know, I'm kind of second guessing the Stitch 9 challenge. Just like pretty Southern, you know, you love it or you hate it or both. And there are some needle point projects that I want to get to yet this year, and I don't think if I continued with the Stitch 9 challenge that I would ever get to those. So it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. There's a class, a needlepoint class that I want to take of Brenda Stoff. So you know that bunny that I made? She's coming out with the cat. And I want to take that class, but I want to get more stitching done on the bunny first. So I'm kind of humming and hawing about what to do right now. But anyway, if I did continue with the Stitch 9 challenge, this is one of those. I did not start this one. So most of my Stitch 9 challenge are all new starts. That's why it's a little bit more work for me on the Stitch 9 challenge, because most of them don't have a single stitch in them. So this is the one I'm working on, Christmas Joyride from the Carriage House sampling. And when I usually look at charts, things have to make sense to me before I'll stitch them. If they don't make sense, I usually don't. And there are many things about this chart that don't make sense to me. So she's sledding down a hill with a pineapple, with a potted plant, a teddy bear, a trumpet, a sailboat, and a basket of flowers. So this part of the pattern doesn't, who goes sledding with those items? But it's so whimsical, I just love it. So, so I'm stitching it. But I have to say that it usually don't have me stitching on stuff that's like this. That doesn't, you know, like who goes sledding, again, with a pineapple on the back of your sled. Maybe in Hawaii, where there's no snow. So this is how far I got. So I'm making pretty good progress. I started this last month, and I'm doing pretty well on it. It's really fun to stitch. It's easy to stitch, easy to watch TV while I'm doing it. So I would imagine I'd have this done here in the next week or two. And then it's like crossroads decision time. Do I continue with the Stitch 9 challenge, or do I go back to my needlepoint? We'll see. Especially that Halloween tree, right? All right, so finishes. This was not part of the Stitch 9 challenge. I actually finished this late last year and just didn't have it with me to show you all. I think I mentioned it, but didn't have it with me. So here it is. It's called Blessings Be Thine by Brenda Gervais. And I usually don't waste fabric. I thought this was cut to basically the size of the pattern, but it's not. I think it's like a fat quarter. So see all that fabric I wasted? It's like cross-stitching amateur hour for me. Like, I don't waste fabric like this. But at any rate, this is on 36 count with the specialty fibers. Blessings Be Thine, like I said, by Brenda Gervais. And the reason I stitched this when I did was because, remember, I don't buy a ton of fabric, and so I needed something I could stitch on right away, and this was the only project that was close at hand that had everything together. So I stitched it. And I love it. I mean, it's awesome. So anyway, that's that one. For the Stitch 9 challenge, I did stitch this. This is called Autumn Hill. And let me put it, here we go. This is Autumn Hill by Plum Street Sampler. And you know, every time I was done with a flower, I'm thinking, oh good, I'm almost done with one of these pansies. And then I was like, oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. It was like never-ending pansies. But anyway, this is that. So I think this is one of my Stitch Night challenges that I finished. And again, I didn't have any of this started. I started from this was a new start and a finish for the Stitch Night challenge. Okay. And then while I was in Phoenix, I did show you the from Jackie Duplessis, some of the Tsubaki. If you remember, I showed this kit. This was a class that I took while I was in Phoenix in January, and I actually finished the needle holder. And I just got the pattern in the mail from her. She lost, or well, the post office or service lost the charts in the mail, so I couldn't keep on stitching the actual project, but this chart was still available. So, and sorry for the thread. I'm nervous about the bow at the top, that it may not stay there, so I've kind of left a dangling thread in case I have to do some more reinforcement. But this is one side, this is the other side, and it'll need to be played with so it's not so crooked with the stuffing. And there's the border. And I actually finished it myself. I usually don't finish things myself, but look at me. I finished it. And it's cute because it fits. She gave us this little case, and I've just kind of been sticking it right in there, and once I fold this, it'll fit with this on top in a little case. Cool, huh? I think so. So those are my finishes. Like I said, waiting for Nashville stuff. Can't wait till it shows up. And again, I'll continue to work on the Christmas Joyride, and then I'll have to see. I have a feeling I'm going to start another Stitch 9. They are more autumn Halloween themed. So what I'm planning to do is, I think I have 3 or 4 autumn Halloween themed projects in the Stitch 9 challenge. So what I'm going to do is, you know, I stitched this autumn hill, and I'm taking a break from autumn, and I'm going to Christmas, and then I'll probably go back to autumn, and then go back to something non-autumn Halloween, just to get a break. Though I love burnt orange and browns, I probably need a break from burnt orange and browns, so I'm trying to switch it up that way. So at any rate, I hope you are all doing well, and I hope that, you know, some of you show more of your Nashville haul, so I don't feel so bad and guilty about all that I got. But I do have to say the Stitch 9 challenge has been good for me, because I'm able to get those smaller charts out of my stash for the new incoming charts. Obviously, a lot of the things that I stitch on are bigger projects, and so they just take a long time. They take 7 months to stitch, and so I don't get to the smaller ones where, you know, they can move out of my stash quickly. So it's been helpful from that regard. But at any rate, I hope you're all doing well. Take care, stay warm. Spring is almost upon us. We'll talk soon. Bye.